The next hour is dedicated to the voices of youth on climate change. So this is the last you're going to see of me. Devastatingly, I can't tick a box for youth anymore. So I'm going to introduce Kelsey McDonald from the Youth Climate Network, who is going to MC this session. And we have a whole range of young people's voices. You're about to see something quite special. So could you please put your hands together for Kelsey?
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm part of the Loddon Marley Youth Climate Network, and I'm going to be your MC today. So I'm going to be introducing everyone, all the youth performances and presentations that are going to be happening. First, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm staying today, which is Jara country, and I extend my respects to the elders past, present and future. I would also like to take this moment to celebrate the oldest living culture and acknowledge the privilege of living and learning in this country. I'd like to acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded, and this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Okay, so hopefully you're going to have a lot of fun and learn something new and become even more inspired than you already are by all the other presentations and stalls that have been going on outside. Young people all over the world have been speaking and acting up and just being big voices in climate change awareness and activism. We have youth keeping the climate crisis in the public eye and on the agenda internationally, nationally, locally. So over the next hour, we're going to have some presentations by primary school, secondary school and university youth. They're going to be gifting us with demonstrations of drama, dance and spoken word. Each presentation will be announced, our wonderful youth will present, and then we'll introduce the next one. I'm sure you get the gist. I'm sure it's going to be amazing, so stick around for the whole thing, please. It's going to run from 12:30 to 1:15, and it will all be filmed and shared with a wider audience. All right, you ready to go? So the first people that I welcome to the stage are the Youth Climate Network, Vari and Saf, and some of the other members of the Youth Climate Network, and we're going to answer some questions. Give them a clap. Okay, so what is the Youth Climate Network?
We are young people aged 13 to 26 from across the Loddon Mallee region who are passionate about helping with climate change.
And what do we do?
So the main aim of the YCN is to bring youth together to collaborate and share ideas around climate action, but also one of our main focuses is just creating a connection and community where we all have shared passions and concerns. So the activities that we've been running, last year we ran the Youth Climate Retreat, called the Future Ready Retreat, and it was 3 days, and we brought people from across the Loddon Mallee to share ideas about climate adaptation. We learned from traditional owners and we did hands-on workshops, and most importantly we just connected. Later this year we're planning on running a series of workshops around climate sustainability aimed at youth and how they can get involved in those things. If you want to find out more information you can check out our stall, which is just in the foyer.
And what would you like people to know? What's important for people to know from youth?
Young people will be most affected by climate change and most displaced in our adult and careers.
Yeah, so like Saf was saying, we're the first generation to see the impacts of climate change in the real world, and we're the last generation to be able to do something about that, so that's really important to us.
So it's the responsibility of young people, children and future generations to find solutions to the ongoing impacts of climate change.
Which is basically why it's so important that the youth voices are heard on these matters, because we are the people who will be most impacted by it and leading the future forwards. Yeah.
And we appreciate the opportunity to be a part of events like today, and we hope that the future planning and implementation of the Greater Bendigo Roadmap will continue to be accessible and relevant to young people.
Thank you very much. Give them a huge round of applause. Thank you, thank you. Good job, guys. Okay, Next up, we have the wonderful Green Magpies, part of Epsom Primary School Green Team. Please give them a loud welcome to the stage.
Hello, we are the Epsom Green Team, or the Green Magpies. Hello, my name is Ruby. Something I would really like to change is all of the unnecessary plastic on our fresh fruit and vegetables. It's no good, it has to go. Why can't we use brown paper bags, cardboard, or biodegradable plastic? They are much better options and better for our environment. Yes, reusable fresh produce bags are a good idea, but they're not affordable, or you cannot buy them anywhere local. That's why at my school we have a strict no wrappers policy, and for 2 weeks of the year we run a competition called the Nude Food Competition, where classes compete to see which class can bring the least amount of wrappers. It gets very competitive, but it's a great way to teach other kids about their waste management. Thank you. I will now pass on to our next speaker, Ayla.
Hi, I'm Ayla, and I believe, and always have, that we should protect our precious planet by keeping it clean and tidy. At our school, we try to reduce the amount of waste we produce each day. This is the size of our general waste bin in each classroom. It's super small because we have nude food, we recycle things that we can, we have a worm farm for food scraps and use the organic bins. At the end of each week, we have the bin award. It goes to the best classroom at keeping their bins neat and tidy. All households, businesses and people should follow in our footsteps to create a better future for the next generation. However, not everyone is doing the right thing. Some people and businesses don't help or care for our special planet. How would you feel if a truckload of rubbish got dumped in your lounge room? That's how the animals of our planet feel. People who litter are ruining our environment. There should be fines for big businesses who contribute to our waste by using 3 sets of wrapping for 1 item, and fines for people who don't do the correct thing with their waste. I think the Bendigo Council and other cities could make it free to take your rubbish to the tip on the weekend, have catchy signs promoting how to reduce waste, and I love the new can recycling program that has been introduced recently. I want a cleaner and greener future for us all. Thank you. Now handing over to Ava.
Hi, I'm Ava. I've been recently very concerned about pollution. There are 2 main types of pollution: water pollution and air pollution. Air pollution is usually caused by something called a power plant, which produces electricity but also releases toxic carbon dioxide into our air. There are 2 main things that we can do to stop this. We can first use solar panels, which uses the sun to create energy for us. But if we don't dispose of them well or correctly, well, it's not very good for our environment. A better option is that we can use hydroelectricity, which uses water to create energy. Water pollution. Water pollution is a contamination of water caused by plastics, waste. What we can do to stop this is that we can do an organisation which finds people a major amount of money, and we can also do a community cleanup every week so our next generation sees the world as a better place. Thanks for listening to me, passing on to Elsie.
Good afternoon. My name is Elsie. I believe we need to educate others about sustainability and environmental issues. Awareness is the key to understanding. Our school's Green Magpie program is helping the grade 3 to 5 students learn lifelong skills such as creating veggie gardens, reducing waste, and no littering by using our nude food lunchboxes. We will continue to encourage future generations coming along after us. We are the leaders of this school now. We need to continue to make sure we set a good example for our preps, grade 1s and 2s. But it's not just up to us. The adults can help too. Our students take their knowledge home to their parents, who share their knowledge with their workplaces. Then businesses can make a change, which leads to the greater change we're all searching for. To help our community learn, we could use a building in Bendigo that anyone can go to, funded by the government. Earth is our home after all, to support our community to increase their awareness, knowledge and skills. We should be encouraging everyone to have respect for our home, Earth, and have a positive attitude towards protecting it. There is no planet B. Once we are aware, we can learn more knowledge about the issues that are important to us. When we know better, we can do better. Nothing will happen if the citizens out there don't believe they can do the right thing and make a change. Thank you for inviting us to speak today. We are ever so grateful. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you, Magpies. And thank you to everyone for giving them a huge round of applause. It was very good of you. It was amazing to hear them talk. Next we have some members of the Bendigo South East College Creative Arts Program. They're going to be presenting a drama piece, which sounds very exciting.
Have you got all the index cards?
I think so.
We're going to rock this presentation.
Yeah.
No one has the stuff we do. The maps, the model of the Earth, all wrapped in a blanket.
Do you think they'll get what's happening with the carbon dioxide?
I think so. I made the arrows bigger last night on my computer and labelled them with big yellow letters. CO2 trapped and returning to Earth. And then I put the headline, "The Earth is being eaten by the global warming monster."
That should get their attention.
I want the whole world's attention, don't you?
Of course.
Okay, so you'll present our model about the ice caps melting, right?
No, you. I get too sad about the polar bears.
Then you do coral reefs. How they're turning white, dying from lack of nourishment. The end of the underwater paradise. Man, I really wish you had some scary music to play.
No, you can do that too. You make it all sound really bad, which is good.
Then what will you do?
You can do all the presentation part. I did a lot of the research, so that should get me a decent grade.
Mina, what are you talking about? We've been working on this for weeks. Our parents are coming to see us do this.
Exactly.
Exactly what?
My mum's coming, so I gotta sit it out. You'll do great.
I need a map here, Mina. I'm lost.
She got a new job.
Congratulations! So?
Well, she works for the government now, in a department that deals with a lot of rules and regulations and things.
So? Okay, you do droughts and hurricanes.
I can't.
Why not?
Because Mum's new boss makes laws, rules about the environment, and he doesn't believe in global warming.
Where does he live? In a cave?
He'll be at presentations. He's Jared's dad in 8th grade. Mum's his secretary.
Oh.
What if I say it makes him mad at her?
It won't.
It could. It took Mum a long time to get this job. What if I mess it up for her?
But we were going to save the world.
We will. Just maybe not this afternoon.
I thought this mattered to you, Mina.
It does.
Incredible. Unbelievable. What's more important, your mum's job or the world?
How can I answer a question like that? What's the meaning of life, Andrea? Answer that.
Life won't have meaning if there isn't any.
Any what?
Life, if it's all gone by the time we grow up.
It won't be.
It could. I don't want to live in a melted down world. Do you? Okay. I'll do all the presentation by myself.
Don't leave out the last bit about what everyone can do to stop it.
Fine.
It's the most important bit.
I know. It was your bit. You wrote the whole thing.
Wait. I'll do that part.
You will?
Maybe the 8th graders will go first and Mum's boss will leave.
Or you could wear a disguise.
Andrea!
I'm serious. I've got some of those glasses with a moustache on them.
That's okay.
Don't say I didn't offer, Mina. Your mum will be proud of you. You're standing up for what you believe in. She got that t-shirt you wear all the time. The Shakespeare one. It says, "To thine own self be true."
Should have worn it today.
Mum, let's get everything set up.
Let's go. Yay.
Thank you. That was awesome. So cool. Give them another round of applause. Thank you. All right, so next up we have Ildi Clemens, who is a youth climate strike organiser, former GBCC governance group member and former member of Greater Bendigo Youth Councillor. Let's welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Kelsey. Hi, everyone. A couple of days ago, when the roadmap to zero went live, I started reading through each dot point with 35 priority projects, and I was very impressed and filled with hope. I love to see such an ambitious and detailed and comprehensive list of priorities. This kind of ambition is desperately needed in our current climate. So I think it's fair to say that the roadmap clearly and accurately reflects the wishes of young climate activists, with priorities representing every sector in Bendigo, including working together, transport, energy, food and agriculture, nature and circular economy. To emphasise some of my favourite areas of the roadmap were to establish a program to support low-income households with the energy transition to renewable energy, including providing financial support or no-interest loans. Clearly, the roadmap acknowledges the financial barriers to installing solar and electrifying appliances, and it seeks to provide equitable access to Bendigo residents despite their income or housing situation. The second priority that I liked was to advocate for an overhaul of the city's bus systems to get people to work and school effectively. Personally, I know the school bus routes in Bendigo are fairly ineffective at this time. All Bendigo kids and teenagers would benefit greatly from a convenient and reliable bus system that doesn't cost the world, figuratively and literally. This would reduce dependence on personal cars, lowering daily emissions and the costs associated. I believe the roadmap thoroughly articulates what needs to be done, with specific goals, including the funding and support of each project that each project needs. So I urge every resident, particularly those in leadership positions, to do all that you can in order to make the goals of this roadmap a reality. It will certainly benefit our community, improving our transport, food and energy systems, with repercussions affecting our families, ourselves and our future generations. The actions we take now will determine the state of our world in 10, 50 and 100 years to come. The time to start making change is now. Every bit counts, but the more drastic, the more effective your impact will be on our path to zero emissions. We can alleviate the rising sense of climate anxiety amongst youth by working together and accepting the inevitable adjustments to our lifestyle, adjustments that are essential to our lives to live with now in order for a more livable future. I strongly urge every one of you, if you have not already, to have a look at the roadmap to zero emissions. It's really easy to follow and understand, so I urge you to read it. If you're anything like me, it will fill you with pride and hope that the leaders and businesses and individuals, including grassroots players of our community, are actively instigating real changes for the better, utilising the science and technology we have to reframe our relationship to nature from its current state, which is draining the earth bare of resources, low-key a toxic relationship, to a much healthier one, which is living sustainably in peaceful coexistence with our environment, as our First Nations people did for millennia. I know it's often easy for individuals, especially young people, to feel powerless or helpless in the face of the climate crisis, but actions like the roadmap highlight the power of people to advocate and organise real change. Through community-led activism that balances social justice and equity while striving for long-term environmental justice. Thank you for listening.
Clap again, clap again. That was really good. Okay, now we have some really cool young people from St. Francis of the Fields Primary School. More claps, more claps.
Hi, I'm Annie. I'm in grade 6 at St Francis of the Fields. Thank you for inviting us to the Greater Bendigo Climate Summit. We are all really pleased to be here today to tell you about our amazing school, St Francis of the Fields, that is situated on 28 acres and is surrounded by Sheepwash and Emu Creek in Sherfieldsay. We are a community inspired by St Francis of Assisi, which means we care for the world and all creatures just like St Francis did. Our school was founded by the St Teresa's parishioners and then parish priest Father Frank Marriott in the 1990s. They had a vision to create a school that lived out the inspiration of St Francis of Assisi and cared for all of creation. It is because of them that we have such a great school that even has a farm with cows, sheep, a llama and chooks. We are now going to tell you about some of the things we do at St Francis of the Fields to ensure we are learning about how to live out our faith by being sustainable, tackle ecological challenges and make a difference in our world. We have many sustainability initiatives that help our environment like solar panels and water tanks. We are a Catholic Earth Care school, a resource smart school, a nude food school, and we have our school-wide Oasis environmental program. Oasis stands for Our Amazing Sustainability in Schools. We will now tell you more about what we do at St Francis of the Fields.
Hi, I'm Lani. I'm going to tell you about the Earth Care team. This is a new and very special team of young individuals and parents and teachers that joined our school's Green team and the Year 6 Catholic Identity student leaders. We've created the Earth Care team so students can lead our school in learning more about how to care for our beautiful school environment, to live sustainably, and how we could be good ecological citizens of the world as Pope Francis has asked us all to do in Laudato Si. We come together each Friday to learn, discuss and to work together to expand and grow our school to become more and more sustainable. We learn about the impacts of climate change and how this is impacting people in vulnerable communities around the world. We launched Laudato Si Week at Assembly last Friday. Our school community prayed together as they were able to learn more and more about Laudato Si and Pope Francis's letter to the world about the need for us all to care for our common home, the natural environment and all people. The Earth Care team is a great leadership opportunity that we all enjoy, as it really feels like we are making a difference at our school, community and in our world.
Thanks, Lani. Hi, I'm Lily and I'm going to tell you about our Oasis environmental program. For a semester each year, students attend their Oasis program weekly to learn more about sustainability and climate change. We have a special sustainability teacher, Mr. Butcher. During Oasis, we are learning in the curriculum areas of design, technology, science to explore all climate change and environmental challenges. We work on the farm caring for our animals and land to learn about sustainable farming practices. During Oasis, we have a feast food program. We plant, grow and harvest our own fruit and vegetables that we get to cook and get to enjoy. When working in the garden, we compost the school's green waste and we are learning all about our new worm farm.
Hello, I'm Adley. At our school, we have an excellent waste program. Each week at Oasis, we have the responsibility to make our waste system the best it can be. One of our jobs is emptying all the classroom recycling and compost bins. We check all the bins to see if they are putting the right things in the right bins. This is tracked on a chart. The class with the most stars each fortnight is awarded the bin trophy. This organisation of the waste system is a big help to our younger students who are still learning about how to help and care for our world using these sustainable innovatives. During Oasis, we take care of our waste system and complete audits of this system to ensure we are decreasing the waste in our landfill bins, recycling 100% of our recyclable waste and that 2 green waste is composted to create fertiliser for our gardens. Another reason this is so important is because if we put the wrong things in the wrong recycle bin, it means it might go to landfill. We don't want our precious land to be a home for just rubbish. Landfills can also impact our air, water, and land quality in a bad way.
Hi, I'm Sienna. We have thought about what we would like the community to do to reach zero climate change emissions by 2030. This is really important to us as individuals and as the faith community of St Francis of the Fields. We want people to reduce their energy use by using energy efficiently and install energy efficient lights, appliances, technology, heating and cooling. Installing and using renewable energy sources like solar panels is really important to stop the burning of fossil fuels. We need everyone to play their part to ensure their waste system is recycling all that is possible, composting green waste or using the green bins and making efforts to reduce what goes to landfill. We think the red landfill bins need to be emptied once a fortnight and recycle and green bins need to be emptied weekly. To help everyone do this, people should think about living a similar way of life, like Pope Francis tells us in Laudato Si. Buy less, drive less, grow your own veggies, and to think about food miles when buying food. We want to help communities to learn about the causes and impacts of climate change and what they can do to reduce their community, household and individual emissions. We are really proud of our school and love all of the great sustainable things we do to live out our faith to care for creation. Thank you to the Greater Bendigo Climate Collective for inviting us to the Climate Summit, and thank you to our families for bringing us today.
More applause, more applause. They haven't gone off stage yet. Thank you, thank you. All right, that was really very inspiring. Thank you, guys. We have Bendigo South East College Creative Arts people back with the second art piece, so that's very exciting. Let's hear another round of applause.
Am I on?
Hey Darcy, what are you doing?
Watching this.
What is this?
Regeneration.
I've heard of Gen Z and Gen X. What's the re? Is that next?
It's not about people. Well, it kind of is. It's about healing.
What? What are you talking about? Medicine or some weird yoga retreat thing?
It's about the environment.
Healing the environment.
Precisely.
Put a band-aid on it and kiss it better.
In a way. Well, it's going to take a bit more than that.
But we can't heal the environment.
Not with that attitude.
You sound like our teacher.
No, I mean it.
But isn't it up to the government and big businesses?
Well, yes. Some things can only be changed through laws and regulations. Some things will take a long time to phase out of, like pollution and waste.
And we have no say in that.
No, but we can make changes in our own lives.
I live out of town. It's not like I can walk to school.
But you can take public transport or buy an e-bike.
I have low iron. I have to eat meat.
But not every single day. You can start by cutting back on how much you eat or start looking for alternatives.
I'm not going to stop brushing my teeth or washing my hair.
But you don't have to buy stuff packed in plastic. You can make your own.
Make my own toothpaste?
Yeah, Google it. It's really simple and cheap.
Really? Since when did you become an expert on all this stuff?
I guess I was just like you, thinking I could do nothing, and just wait for the government to wake up or big business to take the initiative.
And
our neighbour bought a worm farm and always talked to my dad about it, about how he never had to take his red bin out anymore.
what has that got to do with it?
Composting. When you compost all your veggie waste, you start to really take note of what comes in and goes out of your home.
Is it really that simple? Do you think that you can stop climate change like that?
Well, no. Obviously, it is going to take government reform and big business initiative.
So it is up to them?
Yes, but I can play my part. I don't have to buy into fast fashion. I don't have to buy single-use plastic or eat meat every single day. I can turn lights off, set the thermostat lower. I can go on public transport and avoid supporting corporations who cause damage to the environment.
And you think what you're doing will create this regeneration?
Not on my own, but it's a start.
Where do I sign up?
It's not like that. It's just making changes in your life to try and help.
My what?
Environmental footprint. I forgot that bit. You have an environmental footprint. Come on, I'll tell you it from the beginning. Have you ever heard the saying that a butterfly's wing flutter can cause a hurricane the other side of the world?
Woohoo, that was awesome. Thank you, guys. All right. Now we have Mia Mazzarella, and she is going to sing a song for us, which is really cool. Welcome.
Just like the sea, I don't know where to go. Through dirt and shadow I grow. I'm reaching light through the shadow. And just like the sea, I'm chasing the wonder. I unravel myself, all in slow motion. You cannot eat money on a you cannot eat money on the ash tree is falling, the rivers are poison. You cannot eat money on you cannot eat money on you cannot eat money on when the ash tree is falling, the rivers are poison. You cannot eat
Thank you.
Thank you, Mia. Thank you, Mia. That was so good. I love Aurora, so it was so nice to hear that song played by you. It was amazing. Congratulations. Give another applause. Thank you to all the amazing, brilliant, wonderful youth who have all presented today. It was really great to see you all. Another round of applause to everyone who presented. Thank you. Just a reminder, this has been recorded and it will be uploaded. A few things, please have your say on the Zero Emissions Roadmap in the foyer, and if you're comfortable, it'd be great to talk to our Vox Pop crew. The next session will be starting at 1:30 and it will be a panel on climate justice and an interfaith climate statement with some really great panellists. There's also a workshop happening on local food systems in the Sturgeon room in the foyer. And just checking that you guys know there are 26 stalls out there, so make sure you check out every single one if you have the chance. One last thing, give yourselves a round of applause for being so patient with us all today while we were all trying to figure it out and everything. Another round of applause for you guys. Thank you for coming.